Morning everyone, and welcome to the trading analysis of the 15th of November 2021. And there's definitely an underlying sentiment brewing at the moment. I can see people phoning me talking about crypto that haven't been in crypto before or are very new to crypto. I can see that there's a whole bunch of new players coming into the market, and that FOMO is either about to hit or is busy hitting, but there's definitely a lot of FOMO in the market at the moment. On the weekly chart, you can see that we've had a bit of a rejection since the all-time high, but it's not significant. Something to take note of. I do still worry on the longer term picture that we are making a higher high with a lower high on the RSI on the weekly scale, and there is dropping volumes. These are bearish signs and could easily push the price down below the support area and retest some of these areas down here, maybe 50,000, maybe even lower. But for now, I think the bullish sentiment is quite high. We now have a green 2 going above a green 1, which is a buy signal on a daily scale. And if this plays out, we should have another 8 to 9 more up days, or upward momentum days. So that is a positive sign. On the 4-hour chart, you've got the same. It's a bit clearer that you can see that there's support. The previous resistance became support, and we had quite a nice strong bounce this morning on that candle. What is interesting for me is that if you look at the longs versus the shorts, you can see that the longs have been liquidated, and it got to the point where there were actually more shorts than longs about 4 or 5 hours ago, or actually 8 hours ago. And out of the blue, there's a whole bunch of longs popped up. Almost an unhealthy amount of longs popped up in the last 8 hours. I don't know if there's any news that I'm not aware of, but there's certainly something to keep an eye on. That was quite a big jump in long positions. On the on-chain analysis, you can see that in the last 7 days, there was more crypto coming into exchanges than leaving. It also correlates with the price coming down. You can see the price coming down and crypto coming into exchanges. Unfortunately, you can see yesterday there's also a lot of crypto still coming into exchanges, so we'll have to see how that plays out today. On XRP, you can see that we've had a rejection at the previous resistance on the weekly scale, but we are still trading above the 21 moving average. On a daily scale, if we look at this big pattern that was forming, you can see that we broke out, got rejected, and now are retesting that line. Hopefully we can break out and have some sort of a pattern like that. I'm still bullish on XRP, as you all know. On the 4-hour chart, you can see that we did have a little bit of divergence as the RSI was moving downwards while the price is moving up. So I do think that this shakeout here was just to clear all the positions, and hopefully we are now going to go further up and break out of this pattern once and for all. The most important part of this is to look at the dollar. After the Fed have approved another $1.2 trillion in infrastructure spending, we should have expected the dollar to weaken with more money getting printed. It does appear that this is not the case. Either this was already priced in or something, but if you look at the inverse head and shoulders pattern, I was expecting another right shoulder down here to come back to the 21 moving average. Instead, the price has just rallied and broken above the neckline. That rally, which is a big rally for the dollar, have pushed all the stocks downwards and also crypto downwards, and this is very much correlated to the move. If the US dollar keeps on strengthening, I don't think this big rally that everyone's expecting is gonna materialize. Well, we are in a vulnerable spot at the moment, so just be careful. Looking at the bot trading in the last week, it is also your settings should have been on the 30-minute chart, 70-30, or in that region. Buy when the RSI is at 30, sell when it's 70. We can see that in the last 2 weeks, that has certainly been the best range to be in. Your last trade would have bought around this area here and sold up here in this rally this morning, and it certainly seems like the safest route as we are continuing to go sideways with XRP. So in conclusion, I think as long as the dollar keeps strengthening, it's going to put additional pressure on crypto to go further up. So this is just something to keep an eye on. So if you like this content, like and subscribe, or follow us on Twitter. Thank you very much.